Today in VR, it is our half-year review, at least 7 months to be exact, of the Quest 2 in 2023. We break down every single month from January all the way up to July and give you the ups and give you the downs, because there were quite a lot of downs at the beginning, but we have now landed on an up. So it's been pretty much of a positive year overall, but we break it down. And also, I want you to get involved in this one. Mention it in the comments, mention it in the Discord. How is your personal VR year of 2023? For example, my backlog has just grown even more. There's so many more games that I want to play. There's so many more VR that I want to be doing. But let us know, give us your honest review of what your performance was in VR this year. So, you know what? That is the episode. That is the intro. Let's talk Oculus. Let's Talk Oculus, a VR podcast, is proudly sponsored by the good folks at Patreon. If you want to support the show, join us on patreon.com/Let's Talk Oculus. What's up, Oculus nerds? Welcome back to Let's Talk Oculus, episode 97. I'm your host, as always, Dan from Playtest VR, and I'm joined by the teacher, the educator in VR currently, Samson. How's it going?
Oh, it's going well. Yeah, we're deep into our second week of camp, and by deep, I mean 2 out of 5 days are done. Yeah, camp's going.
How's this one going compared to the first week?
It's going well. This week we only have about 2.5 kids, though. And I say 2.5, how do I have half a kid? It's because day one, kid turns to me and he says, "Hey, I don't think I'm going to be here Tuesday and Wednesday. Is that all right?" All right, kid. Presentation's Friday. Guess we're gonna have a heck of a Thursday. All right. But yeah, outside that, the 2 kids that are there, both days been great. Got into walkabout today with 5 people, 5 of us at the same time.
Nice.
They were enjoying it. They were getting it, and one kid saw me fly. I think I just did it unintentionally, and he says, "How'd you do that?" So I do what I do. All right, hold your arm like it's an umbrella, like you're Mary Poppins, then hold up on the joystick. Kid takes off, flying all around fast, too. I forgot that I had changed that computer settings, and he was loving it. I was like, wow, he's loving this flying. That makes people feel sick sometimes, but he was loving it. He loved it. And then we got into some table tennis today, too. They did not like that as much, I think, because they were really bad at table tennis.
Look, 11 table tennis is no joke if you don't really know how to play table tennis, because it is very much real.
Yeah, it was essentially fault. It was pretty treacherous to watch. That's and fair. Day one was just Star Wars Droid Repair, Cubism with hand tracking on, and the lab on Steam. So yeah, nice. It's going well.
Very, 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 very good. With the midst of all this teaching and such, have you managed to play much VR this week?
Yeah, I have a little bit. Although not as much as I'd have liked, but we did record Wednesday, so it's I'm only working on 4 or 5 nights here.
That's fair.
I got into the Among Us new map with a few other content creators, streamers. Mm-hmm. It's big. I don't even think I understand the map yet, but it's fun. Yeah. It's always a good time.
So this
Alex
is Alex
VR. Yeah, got a couple wins there. It's Polus Point, yes.
And how does this compare to the inspired one on flat screen? Because I know it's kind of come from its...
Yeah, it's got a lava bin, so when you die or somebody's voted off, they don't go into outer space. They go into a pit of lava.
Fun.
And it's just a lot bigger. It's a lot harder to find bodies, I think.
Yeah. Is this one more challenging when there's less people, would you say, because of how big it is?
For sure.
This is one that you need a full count here.
I wouldn't say you need it, but it would be beneficial.
Yeah. What are the some of the puzzles like? Are they still very similar, or is there a fresh set of puzzles in this?
There are some new puzzles. There's a telescope, which is similar to Polus map in flat screen. They have to kind of move around to find a certain object. There is still a pump. There is still a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Yep.
I didn't get a lot of I don't remember all the tasks.
Yeah.
They were kind of similar to the flat screen though. I do remember one in Oxygen where you have to move bars to a certain level and three of them. And
Mm,
yeah, so it feels pretty similar to the flat screen in that way. I mean, I
nice.
enjoy it. I'm gonna get back into it. What is tomorrow night?
Yeah, is it a nice refresher, right? I guess from just playing the. I don't what is the standard map called? Do you know? I don't even remember.
Skeld,
Scaled.
Skeld, Skeld.
Scaled, yeah. I mean, it's been so long now playing that map. I mean, Among Us came out in what, December? So it's felt like it's been quite long playing that same map over and over again. So it's welcome to have that change. And yeah, so you jumped in with a bunch of content creators, right? And you said Alex VR from the Between Realities.
Yeah,
Were the
Alex,
people?
Skiva, Jasmine, a
Nice.
few TikTokers, and probably a few that I'm forgetting. Oh, the Scruffles from Rough Talk.
Yep. You're rocking
Um,
the t-shirt right now for the audio listeners.
yeah, yeah. I try to wear a content creator T-shirt every day of camp. So this
Nice.
one's today.
Nice. We need to get you some new LTO merch.
Yeah, that's
LTO
one of them.
merch.
That's one of them.
Yeah. Fair enough. For me, I haven't played anything in VR this week. It's been a very busy week, but personal life stuff in terms of like trying to move house and such is all sorted. So we're hoping moving forward. I did do something that I annoyed myself last night because I was editing um, a YouTube video, and I was also preparing for today's podcast. So I was like doing the script, and I was looking at the time, and I was like, "Oh, wait! It's going to be August 1st tomorrow, which means there's going to be a MetaQuest Plus. There's going to be a refresh of games with the walkabout and such. And that $1 offer is going to expire, and I wanted to get Pixel Rip because I never played it. And I was like, okay, I got to make sure. And I looked at the time, and I was like, it's 9 p.m. I got time. I got time. I'll do it later.
Why
I don't know why I
procrastinate?
just didn't do it there in the moment because I forgot, of course. And we woke up today and was like, now I don't even want to pay for Pixel Ripped. So I should have had Pixel Ripped. I should have played Pixel Ripped today, but unfortunately I didn't. So
That's right. You can go back to hubris.
yes, that's true. I should go back to Hubris. Anyway, back to you. Back to you. What else have you been playing?
I got into some walkabout with Jenna, Will, and Joyce. Congratulations, Will and Joyce. They have just gotten engaged last week.
Wow, congratulations. An LTO engagement, I would say.
Yeah, sure. I'll, I've continued to get into chess, and I've continued to lose to number 6 AI and continued to beat level 5 AI. So I demand a 5.5.
I demand it. That's fair.
And I think I might just switch and play people online because I think they might be worse than the AI. Though people dedicated enough to chess to play online VR, one, I don't know that I'll even find anybody. I'm kind of curious about that. Two, are they going to be the really dedicated good people at chess? Or are they going to be the people who are more into VR and they're like, oh, I play chess?
Yeah, maybe. Who knows? Who knows? You need to do some field research
So,
and come back
yeah,
and let us know.
I'll take some notes.
Take some notes, exactly.
Then I got into a couple App Lab games, and by a couple, I'm going to list three here. A few for those,
Right.
more stringent literature people. Skybinder. It's a how do I describe Skybinder? It's a puzzle game similar to if you took a connect the dots coloring book and made it three dimensional,
Mm,
kind of like that. So there are random dots are assorted, and they when you're done, it's going to look like something almost like an origami or paper. I've completed two of them. I'm not that far into it.
sure.
I've probably played 20 minutes to 30 minutes, but I will talk about my experience. I will continue to, but take it all with a grain of salt there. And then the balls have certain numbers on them, and the numbers are how many lines come out of that ball. So you
Right.
can kind of get yourself stuck, and you're basically making triangles. You're making a
Mm,
boatload of triangles, and then they make something. It's pretty cool. If you're looking for a chill puzzle game, you might want to check it out. Skybinder on App Lab. I don't remember how much it costs off the top of my head, but probably $15.
Fair enough. Do you think this one probably is polished enough to make it to the store, or do you think it's still kind of rough around the edges? It's
I
$9, by
don't.
the way.
Oh, it's $10. Yeah,
$10.
probably worth it then. I'd say. I feel like I've already gotten my money's worth, and I haven't even played that long.
Nice.
It's got some dopamine hits. So when you make a triangle, and you're not done yet, it gives a sort of sound effect.
Yep.
And you're like, ooh, I want that again. And then when you finish the whole thing, the thing like floats into a little board, gives you a nice sound effect. And then, you put it in next one.
It's satisfying.
Yeah. And it's pretty chill. You're seated.
Very good.
Next up, another App Lab game, Neodori Infinity. This game is kind of like In-Run. I've never played that. Outrun?
Outrun. Yeah.
Outrun.
With the Ferrari. With the Ferraris. Yeah.
So your car, you can drift, and there's coins to pick up. And as you're racing through various sceneries, and you might have a rival come up that you got to beat. You might run through a speed trap, and then a cop comes and rams you. And you've got to pick up gas pickups and speed boost pickups. Then you buy cars with the coins, and there's like 55 to 60 cars.
Now, when I remember Outrun, there's a lot of drifting involved. There's a lot of
you gotta drift.
Speed. And how is it motion sickness wise?
Oh, I do not play this game in first person, though you can. Simply because when you're drifting, you're perpendicular to the road and you can't see where anything is.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
I don't know the game. I had fun in first person. It was cool, but I'm playing this mostly third person, and you're propped up behind the car. And this is another chill one. It's got some sick techno beats.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
I feel like that type of game needs something like that. It's just sort of all about some of the, well, not all about, but the music plays a big part, to get you going.
Exactly.
Nice. And what's the third one?
Third and final App Lab game. So a kid in camp is into basketball. Last week I was playing some games somebody mentioned, Blacktop Hoops. And I'd never played it, so I hopped in that for 10 to 15 minutes just to see if it was something I could show the kid.
Yep.
And holy smokes, dude, dribbling felt pretty good. I could not believe how good it felt to dribble.
Really?
Going between the legs still feels kind of weird because you kind of have to do it with the joystick or whatever, like getting your legs to open. But dribbling and then shooting felt pretty good. I missed a lot, so it could be very accurate. But yeah, I was impressed. I was impressed with the dribbling. I don't feel confident to take somebody on, and then you click the joystick in. Oh, stick drift! But that's how you jump up really high, and then you can throw a dunk down, and that just feels good. So pretty cool. If you're into,
you're getting stick drift on the Pro controller.
No. When you click it in, that's how you. People are skeptical.
Yeah. That's fair. That's why I like the the Quest Pro. Any of the controllers don't have it, but like a Pro Xbox controller where you have the paddles at the back. I like the idea. You're showing your fancy Pro controller right there. And the nice thing about those is that you can, instead of clicking L3, R3, you can just assign it to one of those paddles. I hate that. I'm not a big fan of the clicking in. It just reminds me.
I don't mind it.
No,
but if it is to cause a stick drift, I hate it.
Yeah, then for sure. I've never actually got stick drift, touchwood, on anything. But maybe I don't click I don't click my joysticks in too much.
Yeah, honestly, my Pro controller joysticks feel looser than they did new, which is probably normal, but they do feel looser.
Yeah, maybe normal. It's only been like a month, if that. So
yeah, it's been more than that. I definitely got them in June.
Okay, a couple months then. Fair enough.
And then Synth Riders, they're having some weekly challenges for 5 weeks of it, really, to celebrate their 5th birthday. And last week was week 3. They're currently in week 4. You have a day to get in on this week's, as they roll over every Friday, I believe.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I was top 5 in 2 out of 3 of them, so that was pretty cool.
Excellent work. I'm assuming that's on master.
No, one of them's expert, one of them's hard, and actually the
Oh,
harder one was way harder to get in the top 5.
really?
Took me
Really?
way more effort because there might have been more people who tried it, and you have to get. So the thing is, I'm good at hitting all of the orbs, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm pretty good at not getting poor hits, but I'm right around 70% or so perfect hits,
Mm-hmm.
and the elite players hit 90, 85 to 90%
For
of
those who
them.
don't know, perfect hits are like right in the center of the actual ball. If you hit it on the side or something like that, then it's more of a medium slash poor. Think of like a dartboard,
Yeah.
and such. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. If that's everything you've been playing, I mean, that's a good amount.
Breachers. Then Friday night I get into Breachers, per usual. I
Yeah.
did not play well, but it's fun. Fun as always.
Yeah, I feel like we're going to talk about breaches in a moment in our main topic of the show for sure. But before we get on to that, let's just do the one
Wait,
new. Oh, yes.
sorry. I got one more thing because I wrote
I
it down
just
so I
always
didn't
ask
forget
you,
too.
do
Yeah.
you have anything else?
But wait, there's one more. All right. While playing Walkabout, I think Dave joined in. I forget which hole Dave joined in on, but I just did come to our current hole. I didn't have time. I was trying to get the breachers,
Mm-hmm.
so I didn't have time to watch Dave play however many holes it was. But it did get me thinking. What's your cutoff for letting a player join and allowing them to catch up or to not catch up? And I can give you a second to think about this if you want, because I did think about it a
Go
little
for
bit.
it.
If it's 3 or 2 people you're playing with, 9 holes. I'll watch one person play 8, and then we'll just finish the round together. 4 people or less, 7. At 5, if you're coming in after hole 5, you're not catching up. And anything more, it's probably hole 2 or 3. But here's also the thing that I was thinking about, because is this wrong? Because if you're playing with 7 people and one more person joins, that game's going to be 2 hours, right? They haven't added that much more time to it. And watching them do 5 holes won't add percentage-wise that much time to the whole night. So if you're at 6 or 7 people and adding 1 or 2 more people, maybe at that point I know I've committed a lot of time, right? So I might be more inclined to go just keep it at 5. At 5 or more people, it's 5. But 5 or 6 people is a little different than 7 or 8. So I don't know. It's a tough
I have
one.
an answer.
Get in the comments. Get in the comments. I want your answers.
Here's my answer. Whether or not there's 2 people playing or 8 people playing, the time it's going to take for you to wait for that person to play through whatever holes that you are going to be exactly the same, right?
Yeah.
That's logic. So to me, 3 holes, anything after 3, you're joining straight in. I cannot be bothered to wait more than 3 holes for you to catch up.
All right. It also depends if it's an easy or hard, right? A hard, that's going to take them a while. You're playing an easy course, 3 holes could be very quick.
Fair. It could depend on the course, right? If I think of something like Atlantis Hard, I'm not waiting till you can play the first 2 max. I remember once, I don't know who we were playing. We were playing a few of the LTO community, and I think there was 4 of us, I want to say, or 3 of us, and then 1 person joined. And that person just needed to do 1 and 2. No, 1, 2, and 3, because we were all on the hot 4th hole. And that 3rd hole was way too long, especially on Atlantis, where they were like, I may have been Dave actually, but just having trouble with that ramp and such. I agree with you. I think when it comes to hard, I'd say hard, there's a 2-hole max. And I'd say easy, it depends on the course, but a 3-hole max.
Yeah, I think I might have to change up my thought on this. I do think it's more related to hard or easy than number of people.
Because the number of people doesn't make any difference, to be honest. because it's just
You could
in the
be
end of the
adding
day-
multiple people though, right? It could
Oh, okay.
like what if one person's come and then another person comes, right? And then it's
Okay. If there's
compounded.
more than one people coming, you're just
Yeah.
gonna have to continue.
Okay.
I'm yeah, that's too much. Or the first hole max. The first hole max. I'm not waiting. You're gonna ruin my flow. It's like when you're on the golf. For people who actually play golf in real life, understand this. If you're on a golf course and you're just, you're waiting before every single hole, that's gonna ruin your whole flow. And it's different in walkabout. I agree. But when you're already like 8 holes deep, and it's like, nah, I'm sorry.
All
You can come in. I don't mind you coming in. That's fine. You come into the game.
right. You do watch.
But you're either watching or you're just playing from where we're playing.
That makes sense. That makes sense. And while talking about this, I did remember I did play Synth Riders multiplayer also Sunday night. Amelia got in, and a few folks from Party Chat. I played for almost 2 hours, I think, an hour and a half. It's good fun. Good fun.
Nice.
We didn't play any master. All normal and hard.
Yeah, I mean, it might take me a second to get used to it again because it's actually been a little bit of a while. I have access to the new songs. I just haven't played it, and that should be on my list. But
doesn't even use his keys.
Don't even use my keys. I do. Shout out to Hey Falcon who gives me keys to Synth Riders. I do. I use them all the time. This is just the one time. It's just been a very busy few weeks. Plus, I think I got those keys whilst I was in Boston, so it was just one of those. It might take me a minute to get back into it again, but after playing Synth Riders for a while at the beginning of the year, and it kind of ties into the topic of this podcast, but the beginning of the year, I did get from normal to hard and maybe the odd song in expert because they're not all like exactly the same. Like some of them are easier in expert, some of them are like, my gosh, this is on the tail end of expert in a way. So I remember after consistently playing, you do get better fairly quickly. I think the jump from expert to master might be, this might take you a long time.
See, I feel like the jump from hard to expert is really the harder one.
Yeah, that's fair. I would believe you as someone who is in there regularly, but yeah, it might be just be dependent on the song, but
some songs don't even have an expert. I mean, master.
No, actually, I don't know.
I do, and I'm telling you, yeah. I'm not lying this time.
That's fair. Okay. That's every game, right? That's all you.
Yeah. Now I'm out of it. I'm not gonna have a but wait. There's more. I'm done with this.
Okay, I have 2 news stories, and then we'll get into the topic of the show. First news story is that the Meta Connect is like formally announced now. It was announced before, but it's like more of a formal announced. It's on the September the 27th, and it will be, and the 28th rather, and it will be in person and virtual or streaming and such. Be in person in California at the MetaQuest headquarters, and it said limited in person. So what I would expect, it would be very similar to how Apple does it now, where they'll have their opening keynote on day 1. This is where you'll get all the Quest 3 details. We did have a little Quest 3 tease when they did this announcement, which is just some flashy shots of the hardware. There's nothing new there. And I think that will be, you'll have like a 1 or 2 hour keynote, Quest 3, metaverse stuff, some future stuff. What you're used to last year, I think, but just more of an in-person event. Maybe the people in person get to try the Quest and such out there. And then they'll probably have some developer sessions, which will all be online and such that probably anyone can look at if you want to, just like Apple. So I feel like it's going to cut from Apple's cloth here in terms of what that day is going to look like. And I'm pretty sure everyone listening to this podcast know exactly how Apple's is because they'll watch the keynote for the probably most watched the keynote for the VR reveal.
I just can't wait to watch the Meta Connect and compare it to your gut feeling of what it will be.
I'm pretty sure that's exactly what they said it's going to be. So what we will do, I can't promise now, I can't really properly announce it now, but what we will do is we'll try on September 27th do a live episode before. And I think you already got the day off, right?
Yeah, I was actually thinking of rescinding the day off, but I can keep it for now.
Yeah,
There's
I
two.
mean,
I have both the days off right now, but I don't think I want to take. I'd rather take the day off that the quest comes out than those.
yeah, I would think maybe take a half day if you want to, if you can, but if not, don't worry about it. But we will try. Whether it's me or you, maybe it's Jenna's involved or someone else from the
I could do a
Discord.
late night live stream for sure, or a
Yeah,
morning
I
one.
feel like
But it
this one
won't
will
be
be at like
morning.
10 a.m.
Yeah.
Pacific time, rather. But we'll try and be live, which will be
Oh,
fun.
live stream the event. I see. I thought you meant like live stream some reactions to it.
Yeah, live stream the event. Speaking of live streams, though, we should also live stream the Quest 3 release day, because that would be fun to do, like a live stream unboxing or like initial impressions together on the channel. That would actually really be fun to do. We should definitely do some more live streams. Moving on.
Put it on the calendar.
Linkin Park has made its way to Supernatural. It just reminded me when you were saying synth riders. You've now got a bunch of Linkin Park songs in Supernatural. As someone who I haven't been in VR fitness for a couple months now, but as someone who's now transitioned into FitXR, I kind of want to transition back a little bit to just to try these, because I do like a lot of Linkin Park songs, and I think they'll be fun to work out to for sure.
Why does it feel like night today?
Why does it feel like night today?
Something in here is not right today.
Oh, not right. Is this a Linkin Park reference?
Why am I so uptight today?
Okay.
Sorry, I don't want to get copyright stricken.
Yes,
I know how
yes,
good
yes.
it was.
Yes. That'll do it. That'll do it. Beauty. Are you a Linkin Park fan? And then you know a few songs.
Yeah, I like Linkin Park here and there. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that'll do. All right, that will wrap it up for part one. And part two, we'll get into the topic of the show, which is our half-year review of Quest 2, where we will break down every month so far and see how it's gone. So we'll see you in
chunk.
part two. It's a chunk.
Hey, we know public lobbies in VR games can be a bit toxic, feel a bit empty at times. That's why we created the Let's Talk Oculus Discord, a friendly community that you can join for multiplayer meetups, general VR chat, the game, and chat about VR, fitness motivation, and there's even a very impressive 3D printing channel. Join over 100 of our community members in the Let's Talk Oculus Discord for free. The link is right in the description.
All right, welcome back to part two. This is our half-year review of the Quest 2. So, it is July. Well, actually, it's August now alone.
Welcome to August.
We're actually more than halfway into the year, so I guess we've done this slightly late. But what I've done is I've gone through every single Upload VR article from January 1st till July 31st. And I've wrote down a bunch of key highlights from each month. So what we'll do is we'll go through each month and kind of talk about any specific wins from that year, from that month, or any specific disappointments that came out. And then at the end, if there's anything else we missed, we can talk about that too.
So what you're saying is the reason you couldn't get in VR this week is because you made this list.
It did. It took take me a while. It did take me a while. I could have used that time yesterday to play VR for sure. All right, so let's go. I'll do a month, then you can do a month, Samson and such. So one of us is not talking so much. So
yeah, we'll just popcorn the months for all you people that love things out of order. I'm just
yeah. We'll do a January, then maybe an April, then maybe a Feb,
yeah,
then maybe a July. All right, so let's start with January. And I'm going to take you way back to January. And one of the first things that we saw was the end of Quest 1 support. It was announced that later on this year, ultimately, I think it's like around this time now, that games will start losing support, no more updates, online support and such. And we've seen that trickled, and that was no real surprise or anything. But a few other things to talk about. Thrill of the Fight 2 got announced towards the end of the month. That is still not got a release date, but I'm very excited. Grid Legends got released, which was
too much hype
at 30 something plus gig. We'll talk about that in a second. Walkabout Mini Golf Atlantis got released. The Quest Pro got discounted to $1,100, and Echo VR announced to shut down in August, which caused massive uproar on January 31st. So a few things right there. The first thing I want to kind of just mention is the Grid Legends. That feels like ages ago. I mean, it was January now, but I remember that like shadow dropped almost. Wasn't like a proper shadow drop, but like 3 days it's coming out, and no one expected Grid Legends to come out as a fairly decently big racer on flat screens, and it very disappointing. Very poor visuals.
It does have its niche as
Niche.
what's his name, Brian from PSVR without roll says it's pronounced, but I do see people on Twitter talk about themselves enjoying this game. I've never played it. I know you didn't like it and you returned it even. I'm aware, everybody admits though that the graphics are shite.
They're bad, yeah. They're bad.
But the driving and the racing I've heard feels okay or good.
Yeah, it does. It does. It's to be fair, like I think back then there was more of an emotional "what the hell is this?" because we're so hyped that we're gonna have a first proper sim racer, especially because at this point you're kind of seeing some Gran Turismo 7 stuff for PSVR 2 as well. So when we got it, I think the visual aspect was so poor that it was a big turn off. Like it was really, really bad. And I don't know if it ever got better, but it was just really, really bad. And the menu system was clunky because it was pretty much ported from the like PlayStation. But I agree actually with those people is that in the end of the day, the racing is solid. You're racing with your thumbsticks. It'd be nice if you had a steering wheel support, but I don't know if that's Grid Legends' fault more than just Quest support, because the Quest 2 can't really support many controllers because of its Android operating system. It's running on a lower end, which is not compatible with the newer stuff. So that might be one of the downsides. But yeah, I think if you're super into racing and you don't really care about visuals and it's more gameplay, then I can understand that point for sure. But I mean, January was an emotional month. You had the end of Quest 1, people went a bit nuts. Grid Legends release, people went nuts. Quest Pro got discounted, people went nuts. And Echo VR and people went nuts.
Now actually Echo VR shut down today or yesterday.
Yeah.
That's full circle.
Now in August.
I do want to say, so the Thrill to Fight thing got me to Google Thrill to Fight real quick. Apparently it's partnered with Sea Lost, or no.
Half-Brick?
Sea Lost is the developer of Thrill to Fight 2. And they're teamed up with Half-Brick, who's done the Fruit Ninja game. And so apparently, it'll actually come out. Probably.
I think it will come out, and I think it will be really good. And I think this has been in the works for a while and needed that publisher push and a bit of funding and such. And I think the art style will get a little bit better as well with this game. So I'm very excited for this one. But I don't know. There's no, even to this day, there's no release date.
Yeah,
so. No. Atlantis, Walkabout Atlantis came out. Probably.
Good one.
I mean, we can obviously one day later on this year do another like re-ranking of all the new courses. We could do that, just like a ranking of 2023 courses. But Atlantis already is probably up there without even looking at all the courses. Probably one of the most visually stunning courses in daytime in easy mode and hard mode.
It's better in hard.
It is better in hard. A lot of the courses are better in hard when it comes to visuals. They really push it, but both of them are stunning, and it's actually a map that I haven't gone back to for a while, just because they've been pushing out all these maps. But yeah, what a fantastic start to the year for Walkabout.
I definitely played a lot of that one.
Yeah, for sure. And then the Quest Pro discounted. That's probably another big thing, to be honest. That was not even the proper price cut that we'll talk about later on. This was just a discount. We had like a week or so where it just discounted to 1,100, probably just to test the waters to see if anyone would buy. And then later on, as we'll talk about, it had the major price cut. So we'll talk about that in a bit later on. Any highlights there in January, or this is one of those downer months, I think. Atlantis kept it
I
up.
mean, yeah, Atlantis is a highlight.
Atlantis kept it afloat, which didn't make any sense with Atlantis. But anyway, do you want to say what happened in February?
I do. February, it's a great month. One of the best months. There's some really good birthdays in that month.
Right.
Among Us VR also came out with the new Polis map reveal.
Mm.
Yes, they came out with the reveal. You could tell I knew what I was going to say. Synth Riders Gorilla's music pack was released. This is a good one. I do like to go back to this one here and there.
One of my
Melancholy
favorites,
Hill,
for sure.
still one of my favorite songs. And the PSVR 2 released on one of the greatest days, February 22nd, my birthday.
Yeah, I was about to say, did you want to? Yeah, I mean, we won't speak about the PSVR 2 too much because we'll keep this more Quest. This is the review of the Quest, but it was dominated. Even our podcast was dominated by the PSVR 2 because that was pretty much everything what everyone was talking about, what all the hype was. Maybe later on in the year we'll probably have a quick reflection on the other VR headsets, but right now it has been a little bit underwhelming. But it is only its first year. Vertigo 2 is on the horizon.
Until I get one.
Yeah, and then it will be polished. And then just to echo what you're saying, Synth Riders Gorilla's music pack was probably without playing the newest one, was definitely my favorite music pack released. Dare was incredible. That I had the visuals and such, and there's a lot of great songs, and also there's a couple songs from the newer album which I hadn't listened to in before. Gotcha. And then they're actually really good, really good songs from the new album too. So I actually want to jump back into that now because it was so good.
It's a good one. Sunday night 10ish p.m. Eastern.
All right, come find us. That was it for February. There's not much going on, and then March kicked off a little bit more. So in March, Meta reportedly sold 20 million headsets. This is including the Quest 1. And this was the start of March as well, which was quite significant at the time. I don't remember the numbers exactly, but if my memory serves correctly, it was very similar to Xbox with their numbers.
More, I think.
Oh yeah, if not more. Obviously, PlayStation is well above anything, but that was quite significant to see as well, for sure. Also, the Quest Pro got its price cut to $1,000 in March 3rd, and has now stayed at that ever since. Walkabout Upside Down got released, which we'll talk about in a moment. Population 1 went free to play. Ghost Signal was released. Vertigo 2 was released on PC VR, which I know you loved. And then The Last Worker was also released. And obviously there's more games that got released and such, but these were just the significant ones that I saw on upload. I couldn't go through all the releases and put...
Yeah, it would have been a lot.
That would have been a lot. But anything in that list...
This is why we need to work in Google Docs instead of PDFs. You could have just Control F. Boom. Found them all in one big document, all 100 episodes.
You know what? That's a good idea. I don't know why I do that. Maybe after episode 100, we'll merge to Google Docs rather than me using Apple Notes and sending PDFs.
I'll just copy and paste all our PDFs.
Okay, yeah. I don't know why we didn't do that. Anyway, any significant things in there? Obviously, I know Vertigo 2 was massive for you.
Yeah, Vertigo 2 is fantastic. One of the best games I've ever played, hands down. Walkabout Mini Golf Upside Down. I did not like it at first. It is 100% grown on me. It's not something I want to go to every time. And actually, today at camp, somebody almost picked it, and I was like, no, don't pick that one.
It's not a good one. No.
It was literally one dude's first time in VR.
Yeah,
I put him in Walkabout. I'm not going to put him in Upside Down.
I'm not gonna lie though. On that note, I know Upside Down is significantly harder and different than any other course, but all of the new courses, in my opinion, aren't the best for brand new players because they are they are a little bit more difficult in general. Even the easy one, it gets
They're
you
more
thinking
advanced.
different ways,
Yeah.
and the way the courses have come out, they kind of gradually you get better and better. You know, going back to something like Tourist Trap and Arizona, sure they're simpler maps, but that also makes it more first, user friendly when they first boot into
Yeah, it's
Walkabout.
like
So
it's done the thing that great video games do, where you've gotten better without realizing you've gotten better just
that's
by
it.
playing.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Population 1 went free to play, and I'm curious. I don't even know if they're released, but I'm curious to see their numbers, to see if it did boost their numbers or
How would
had a
you see their numbers?
well, I was just wondering. I was like, was that a good decision going to free to
Oh,
play
100%. It was from my gut.
from your gut? Yeah, that's fair.
They sell like cosmetic things or whatever, or the coins. I haven't hopped in Pop One in quite some time, but it's my understanding it's doing quite all right, quite fun.
Yeah, I guess the biggest battle royale, Fortnite, is also free to play, so I guess it makes sense in that sense. And I just want to shout out Ghost Signal. That was a solid, relaxing game. I remember playing. Not for me in the long term. I think I did return it in the end, just because I was like, I don't think I'm going to sit down and play. But for people who just want to chill out and just do more of a
It's a
um,
roguelike, right?
yeah, it's a roguelite, but it has like it's like a point and click in a way. It's really well done if you're into that type of game. I would
Mateo, it's one
definitely,
of Mateo's favorite games.
yeah, that's fair. I would definitely say check it out if it looks
It's
interesting for you.
friend of the show, Mateo 301. Check out his channel too.
Absolutely, absolutely. He's been on there twice. Maybe we should get him on again. Actually,
We got to get
uh,
gamer tag on back before.
that's true. That's true. It's been a while. All right, that will do for March.
That'll
After
do.
you for April.
All right, away we go with April, the fourth month. It's an all right month. Call of the CVR releases, Breachers releases. Oh my god, April's a great month. Walkabout Mini Golf Temple at Zazura. That's easy. Tennis League VR releases. Nobody cares. Eye of the Temple releases. Everybody has fun and rejoices.
Oh boy! I mean, the only reason why I put Tennis League in there is because I remember getting a code from him and enjoying it.
No.
I
I
want to
have it too.
mention.
And I'll admit I haven't hopped in yet, so I do have to. But it was a joke, so it's
I just
funny.
want to throw it out there. That's actually a good tennis game. Um, April, we'll talk about obviously the obvious breaches and such, but to start off, Call of the CVR. A lot of people love that game, and it's right on top of my list there to play. With that puzzling adventure. It's one of those where I remember looking at the trailer going, this is interesting, but I'd wait and see the reviews. A lot of people like this game. Top puzzler, apparently.
I've got a question for you.
Yep.
Do you think, because I'm noticing now Walkabout came out back to back this month, right? March and April. Is that in part because of the reaction to Upside Down?
That
Do you
they try to
think?
push Temples out quicker.
Yeah. Yeah. Because then if you look, there's not another course until July.
Unless I'm missing a course. Am I missing a course? I don't know. And let us know if we're wrong in the Discord if I'm missing a course between
Or get in
Temple.
the YouTube comments. That'll drive up some interactions.
Yeah, or YouTube comments, because I feel like now I'm missing a walkabout course. But yeah, I mean, you might be right in terms of they might have brought that out quicker. I don't know. I'm not sure. It's such a strong IP, walkabout mini golf, that I don't think they need to react. Like sometimes they haven't really missed, and Upside Down for a lot of people was a miss. I still really like it. It's not one that I'd go back to, but I don't think they need to worry about, if this is a miss, we need to push the next one out quickly, otherwise people are going to jump. I think it's such a solid game that they don't need to do that.
Journey on the June.
Journey to San Andreas was in June.
Yep.
June was a busy month.
So just skip May. Okay.
Yeah, and it skipped February as well.
And if you've already gotten in the comments and corrected us, now we know you didn't listen to the whole pod.
Or maybe they commented before
Oh
we
yeah,
got
know what? We love it. Keep commenting before it drives.
comment. Okay.
Comment whenever.
Samson, the March had Vertigo 2, probably one of your favorite games, VR of all time, if not just this year. And then April released another game called Breaches, a game that you dearly love.
Yeah.
Back to back.
So Vertigo 2 is a game I crushed in about 17 to 18 hours. And I haven't been back to do the New Game Plus or any of that.
Mm-hmm.
But Breachers, I go to weekly.
Yeah, that's the game that I guess that's how the game's built too, right? Breaches is your Rainbow Six Siege that people play for years, years and like dedicated to that. But that's amazing though. It's I like that variety where you have Vertigo 2, which is a like solid. I know it's indie, but like a AAA VR title in terms of how good it is, at least from what you're saying. And then you also have a game like Breaches, which is a great multiplayer game that you keep coming back to and such. So it's a nice little variety in there. You can get, if it's always like Vertigo 2, that's a little bit too much, right? It's nice to have that small one. And then you've got Breaches, which continuously gets better. And even people in our Discord community like Breaches a lot. I know Brennan for sure is almost always in
Brandon he's okay. He's okay.
He's okay. Well, let's talk about it because we spent some time on the other ones. Temple of Zazora. What are your thoughts on Temple of Zazora now after a few months out?
Yeah, this is one I don't go back to too often, but I do enjoy it. It's a pleasant course. It's just not. I don't. I don't replay a lot of the courses. There's too many. There's too much variety. And so I usually, when the new course comes, that's what I'm playing for the next 6 weeks, mostly.
Mm-hmm.
And then I haven't gone back to that one too often.
I think
it's like it'll be a while before I go back to. Do you hear a beep?
Nope, I can hear you just fine.
Okay.
But as you're trying to fix your beep, I was about to say Temple of Zazora for me is another game, one that, like you said, I haven't been back to for a long time, but I distinctly remember because of Upside Down coming back to going to Temple of Zazora felt like you're just going back to classic Walkabout, and it was a really welcome change. And I remember the fox hunt was the fun with like the UV lights kind of thing, trying to find some stuff, and there was some fun interactions with the 18th hole and trying to find a cat and all that. So, is it a cat or just Sphinx? I guess, but
Sphinx, Sphinx. That's another fun one.
But yeah, no, Temple of Zora is good. I need to play this back, but we will. Obviously, when we do this ranking list of 2023 courses, that'll probably be a solid Christmas episode. We'll go back to, and I'll play all of these 2023 courses and see how they are again.
Yeah. By the way, the beep, I set a timer for 5 minutes at the start of each month. And then I changed tabs and forgot where the timer was. And it was just beeping. And I'd never set a timer before in Google. And so I had never heard this noise. It sounded like the PlayStation 5 beep.
Oh, like you just got your PS5 on. Beautiful. And then just a quick one before we go to May. Eye of the Temple is not a game that I've played, but I know people love. Kimberly, fan of the show and Patreon, loves it. And it was a pretty great surprise when this kind of like dropped out of nowhere, that they managed to port it from the PC to Quest, which is great. And I hope we get more of those with the Quest 3. I know we speak about it all the time, but like Lone Echo having that drop on the Quest 3, which would be amazing. Like these big games, that'll be really fun. But
I wonder if they'll drop any of their meta. Eventually standalone is going to get to a point where it can play Asgard's Wrath 1 and those other games.
For sure.
Standalone.
But I don't know when that is, because Asgard's 2 looks like it's heavily dumbed down in a way of like NPCs and such.
Yeah, but do you think they'll ever bring back the old ones from like 2016?
I think if they have such a cult following, they would. They would. Maybe something like Asgard's Wrath they might bring. That might be something that they'd bring back. maybe they won't bother with something like Boneworks. I don't even know if that's meta. I don't think it is, but like I don't think that would even bother because you have Bone Lab and such, and I think it just depends on the IP. It just depends on the IP. What I want is Medal of Honor 2, but moving on. Let's talk about May.
All right, the Lone Echo recommended graphics card is a NVIDIA GTX 980, and that's recommended, so minimum might be even less. And I don't know what the Quest 3 is going to be equivalent to, but if it is that, then it can be done. I insist.
Yeah. It also could be because it's mobile hardware and it's just gaming, obviously, or it's just VR and such. They can probably push the CPU a bit more than they would on the PC and such. Just all those little bits and bobs. Yeah, I don't know. I hope so, but that's something we can talk about when we get to Quest 3. But anyway,
Yeah, let's move on a month. We've been on April a long time.
it was a good month. April was a good month.
All right.
Is it your turn? Your turn? My turn?
No, but I'll take it again.
Take it again.
Sure. June's a big one anyway, but I'll do May because May comes before June, as everybody knows.
Do they?
If you're old enough to know.
We're getting past Samson's bedtime, so he's losing it.
Gaming Showcase announced for June 1st. We live streamed that, so go check out that video. Cards and Tankards releases. It must have been an early release before you could get on SideQuest. And then Hello Neighbor releases. And many loved it, and many more did not love it.
You are in the latter, I remember.
Yeah, the bugs just kept me out. I couldn't deal with it. I'm not a Hello Neighbor Flat gamer. I'm sure if you liked Hello Neighbor Flat, you might have more nostalgia or feeling for this world. I fell through the world twice, and I said to myself, this isn't VR chat. I'm not playing this anymore.
That's fair. I actually still not played it. I have it. It's downloaded. It's on my Quest. It's ready to go. We got sent the key.
It's taking up space on your 64.
It is taking up because I'm looking at it, and I don't know why I haven't played it yet. I'm not gonna lie. My biggest fear is being chased. It's the one thing that gets me all the time, and I actually really like it when I play something like Resident Evil because I think it's really fun. But when I'm in a VR headset, it's a different level of fear. So
Yeah.
I don't know if it's because of that. I haven't played it in yet, but yeah,
They did just recently have a big update, I believe.
Yeah. I might have to do a next show or one of the podcasts, just do the backlog show and go through everything that is in my backlog for 2023. Because if we did more than that, it'll be out of hand. But anyway, June, this is the big month. The Quest 3 is announced. The Quest 2 price cut, $300, and a performance boost, which we recently got, I believe, but have I noticed? Definitely not, because I haven't played enough. Gaming Showcase was live on June 1st. Journey to the Center of the Earth Walkabout, like I never missed, came out. Apple Vision Pro is announced. Pixel Rip 1978 is released. Hubris is released. 4VR Cornhole goes free to play. MetaQuest Plus subscription is announced, and Iron Man VR gets a permanent price cut. It's a massive month, and even though it was only a month ago, it feels like it's been ages ago now.
Dude,
since it all happened.
June felt like such a high in VR. Everybody was amped up. I'm pretty certain people's numbers analytics were good. Everybody was feeling VR like, oh, this is the beginning of a new hype cycle. And then July came, and the end of July came, and everybody is the complete inverse opposite, I feel.
I don't know if it's to do with the summer holidays. Kids are off.
It's a lot to do with that.
It's one of those times. It's peak summer. VR's a hard thing to sell for summertime. It's hard to do. Your house is hotter. It's a little bit. That's about my problem. Like, that's why I haven't got to Hubris, is because PSVR is in my living room and it's just too bloody hot in there to play. So that's my excuse.
You've got air conditioning
in my room, not in the living room, and that's tough to bring out. It's not like a fan. It requires setup. All right, let's go through June here. So Quest 2 was announced, which was massive. We did a very impromptu live stream. We were going to live stream later on that day for the gaming showcase anyway, and we did with Jenna, which was a bunch of fun, which we'll talk about in a second. But we did a really quick live stream. I remember being in the UK, and that was just really fun. It was like, okay, here we go. Because I'm not going to lie, I know it was slightly rumored, but I never expected it to be in the gaming showcase. I thought they'll always just keep it under wraps and do it for September. But when they announced it was just very fun. It was like Christmas. And I think that's what September 27th is going to be. Be like, okay, here we go. This is going to be so much fun.
I'm going to wish it was released on that day, though.
Yeah, you won't want to wait.
Like 2 or 3 more weeks. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, to be fair, with the Quest 2, it came out around October 13th. I want to remember, like the first 2 weeks, I think.
It wasn't the same day. I had to wait.
You had to wait. You had to wait. I remember, I know we're going off the topic a little bit, but I remember the Quest 2 I pre-ordered. You know, I was working retail at Apple at the time. And I remember when the pre-order went live and I ran to the bathroom just to pre-order it because I was thinking, so I pre-order it almost immediately.
It's so convenient that you had to poop at the same time as pre-order.
I know, right? It's like what happens. I remember at work now we have like a Slack channel for gaming, and someone the other day got a Steam Deck. They posted a picture of their Steam Deck because of the sale that just happened, and everyone replied saying, "Oh, I'm so sorry that you're feeling so unwell right now. I hope you get well soon," and such. It's really funny. But yeah, I conveniently had to poop and ordered the 64 gig because I was distracted in the bathroom, obviously.
Yeah.
And I remember on the day of release of Quest 2, I was tracking and it was not going to come. So I went to my local Best Buy and they were like, yeah, we have loads of them. I was like, okay. So I picked up everything, the headset, the Elite strap, the carrying case, everything just there and then. And then my Quest 2 order came through like 4 or 5 days later. And then I just obviously didn't open it. I just sent it back to them. And I was like, well, I mean, once again, I will pre-order, but I am expecting just to pick it up at Best Buy again.
Yeah,
make it very easy. But you're right, though. I should take that day off, but we'll find out when the day off is.
Hubris was great.
Yeah, you loved Hubris. Another one. I mean, let's quickly go back here. You got Walkabout Atlantis in January, fair enough. Synth Riders Gorillas Music Pack, which you loved. Vertigo 2 in March, which you loved. Breachers in April, which you loved. Cards and Tankards in May, which you loved. June, Hubris released, which you loved. Every month you had something, which was beautiful for you.
It's been good.
It's been good. Gaming Showcase obviously happened. I won't go through any of the games because that's a whole episode that we did. So look back on our podcast episodes. We went through the full Gaming Showcase breakdown, and we also did our predictions before. We also did a live stream. We covered that. But that was good fun. It was a really good Gaming Showcase. I remember really enjoying it. I remember when Bulletstorm got announced and I got really excited. But that was really fun. And once again, I know we've done this before, but shout out to everybody who came and supported. Shout out to Jenna who came on the show. We'll definitely do that again next year. So much fun. Yeah, so much fun. Journey to the Ascent of the Earth came out. I'm not going to lie. I do not remember this course for the life of me because it came out when I was on vacation and I do not remember it at all.
I love this course. It's the one you played with the 8 people. Remember that night?
Yeah, I mean, that's why I don't think I played much of it because I played it with the 8 people. And because it was my first time, it was just like, it was way too long. And I think I only played 9. I'm not sure if I played the full 18. And then I did play the full 18.
No, you did the 18, but your quest died before it saved your score.
Yeah, I just got a hole in one and I saw it and then it just died. And I was like, oh, fitting. But later on, like a week or two later, I jumped in with Dave and we did the hard mode with the torches, which is fun. I just don't have much else to say about this course because I've only played it probably 4 times. Just because of the timing. It was just the timing. And VR, as you know, over the last month has been quite limited. So I've just went straight to Laser Air. But any thoughts on you with Journey to the Center of the Earth?
No. But I have just seen on Walkabout Twitter that they have season 10 of the quote moderator run Walkabout tournament, a 12-week competition across all DLC courses, one easy, one hard, played weekly. 6 time slots spread over 18 hours. Deadline to register is Saturday, August 5th. So
Sick.
if you're interested in doing that, join the Walkabout Mini Golf Discord.
I may actually partake. That's an interesting one. Nice fresh news. The other thing to really shout home about in June was the Apple Vision Pro was announced once again. We won't touch on it too much because this is more Quest 2, but that was a pretty monumental day for VR,
Yeah,
or
that was a big
AR
one.
and spatial and all that jazz.
I know Jenna's really excited for it.
Yeah, I didn't know Jenna was pumped. Nice. Maybe next time we get her on the show, she can talk about it. We need to get Jenna back on here.
Yeah. Dan,
you
she's
know.
not interested at all.
I know.
Okay.
I got that. Obviously the subscription got announced, which is this month. It's Walkabout and Mercenary. No, I don't remember the
Mother Gunship Forge.
Mother Gunship. That's right. That's out now if you're on the subscription.
I will say Amelia and Jenna both love that game, so they talk very highly of it. I played it a little bit. It's pretty fun, but it didn't row me in, and I got to get back into it. There's a lot of different cool little guns and things. Yeah.
Yeah, and then finally, Iron Man VR got a price cut, and as I mentioned, when that happened, go buy that game if you're into anything Marvel because it is just really fun. It's not amazing as what people said it was in PSVR 1 that I thought. I didn't think it was that amazing.
First level's cool.
First level's really cool, but it's really fun. And obviously, if you're a privileged human being with Quest Pro controllers, it's even better because you can put your hands fully back and there's no tracking issues. Yeah, as you say. All right, Samson, send us home with July.
Dead Hook is released. I still haven't played this one, but if you want 25% off, come to our Discord. There's a link to the discount code there.
And almost every other game in the store.
Yeah.
If you want 25% off almost anything in the store, join our Discord.
I should really put some of these codes in the YouTube, thing.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe you should Discord only. Let's not spam the YouTube with it'd be like the Quest 2 reviews.
No, people would love it. If a game I talk about that I've talked about recently, you know what I'm saying? Like,
if it's a game you talk about, for sure.
It just makes sense. Yeah, not spam every single one. Yeah.
I was about to say.
No. You Pittergrad 2 is released. I own this one. I actually got this one from Live Open Mic. Shout out. He posted a referral link that I bought it. I haven't played it yet though, so yeah.
Fair.
Go figure. Synth Riders celebrated their 5-year anniversary with DLC. It's solid. You should buy it, or if not, play multiplayer with me on Sunday nights.
I think 5 of those songs are free as well.
It's true.
Even if you don't buy the other 5 songs.
It's true. I couldn't tell you which 5 are free because I bought them immediately.
It's fair.
Then we had the Laser Lair course, which was also fantastic. And Walking Dead enhanced version was announced for the Quest 3. I don't really care about this one, but it's probably.
I think the reason why this is significant is because we've never had an enhanced version of a game. This is more like for PSVR 1 to PSVR 2. Vertigo remastered, for example, PC VR.
Is it free?
I don't know. They have not said anything like that, but we've never had like, oh, this is an enhanced version. And it sounds like it won't be free. It'll be like maybe a $10 upgrade or something. But them doing an actual specific enhanced version makes me excited about the visual jump from Quest 2 to Quest 3.
Fair. I don't know that I'd pay for it because I haven't played the whole game. But
I
You
have it
know,
on
it'd be cool.
PlayStation VR, so I probably won't pay for it. Actually, no, I probably will pay for it because I have the OG one on Quest, and I want to kind of see the difference in person. So I probably will play it for the sake of the podcast, a business expense.
Yeah, for sure, a business expense. Much like all the movies Dave buys for us.
Yes.
Lastly, we have Roblox launches on the
App
Meta
Lab.
App Lab.
You got there in the end. That's July. There's not much to talk about much in July.
Dan, get this though. Guess how many ratings and reviews Roblox has?
After 1 day, it's been out for like 1 day.
Yes, sir. Or it's a few days, I think, at this point.
I would say maybe 150.
Dude, for some reason I can't find the exact number right now, but I heard people talk about it today, so I'm going to believe them and take them at their word. It has over 1,000.
Wow, it's been 1 day.
It's one
since
of
recording.
3 games that have over 1,000. Actually, shout out Live Open Mic because he said it on his live live streams on
open
Tuesday
mic.
Thursdays. Yeah, it's just literally. Anyway, it's one of 3. It's Roblox has over 1,000. Breachers has over 1,000, and I forget the third game he listed.
Damn,
But still pretty wild.
damn. I feel like the Room VR is probably up there for some reason. That's got so many reviews.
Maybe
I don't know why.
57% of them are 5 stars and 16 are 1.
And then there's nothing in between.
Yeah,
That's pretty big.
really.
I mean, I've never been into Roblox. I know what it is, but I've never been into it. But I know it's such a big deal. Obviously, we've talked about a lot of these July stuff very recently, so we won't delve on it too much. But as we have delved into it for every single month almost, Laser Lair, what are your thoughts after 2 weeks now?
I really like this one.
Yeah.
It does have the tendency to blow me up every once in a while.
I
There'll just be
agree.
one hole where you miss it, and go ahead. Maybe you miss it earnestly one more time, and then you're just like, "Screw this!"
Yeah.
And you just
Start
get
smashing it.
impatient. Yeah,
This is the one. This is maybe there might be another one, but this is one of the only ones where you cannot be impatient. Every single hole requires your full attention,
Yeah.
otherwise you're going to get timing wrong. Especially the hard courses. Then when this first came out, I actually did better in hard than easy. But now after playing it for a while, no, the hard one is definitely harder. Some of the because there are a few holes that are very much stroke limit reached, very much max holes, especially towards the end of the hard mode, and they can, you might be doing so well, and then bang, you've got the timing completely off. It's better to play safe in this one, but yeah. Anyway, that is the year. That is the half year, 8 months review or 7 months review of the Quest 2. It's one of those. I don't have the stats from last year to compare what that review was like from last year, but I'm pretty sure that this is a stronger year than last year and will be even stronger for the rest of these months, obviously with new hardware, with new games and such. Overall, like review throughout the whole year so far, I think it's been a solid year for VR, for Quest 2 especially. I just need to be better myself in VR and play more of these titles. I think if I do my own personal VR review, I think it started strong from January to April, and then from May to June, July, it's kind of teetered off, which kind of what happened last year as well.
Yeah.
So, we hopefully in August we'll pick it up instead of September last year. And any closing thoughts for you for the half year or the 7 months review? Any disappointments or anything like that?
No, it's been a good year. I'm looking forward to the second half of the year as well.
Second half, yes.
Yeah.
Half. Second half of the year. What we'll do is for part 3, you can start trying to do British, and I'll start trying to do American.
I can't do it though. I can't do it.
Oh man! But so everyone, just let us know what you think about the 8 months, and give me your personal review on yourself as well in terms of VR. Have you been playing as much as you wanted to? Have you been stuck?
Make
on
a Spotify poll.
I could do, but there's more people on YouTube and
but
and
we can
Apple.
at least. Are there more people? There's still a good amount there. There's like 400 people that listen to it on Spotify.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. But okay, I can make a Spotify poll.
And then we can say it, and then maybe more people listen on Spotify. Whether or not that helps us, I don't know. Not really. We don't do ads or anything there, but whatever.
No, we're ad free. We're sponsored by Patreon and Patreon only. But yeah, let us know your thoughts, whether it's on YouTube, Spotify, on Discord, anything like that. Let us know your thoughts about the 8 months and what you're excited for in the coming few months, which will obviously be the next few podcasts that we will put out. It will be all about, moving forward now. But yeah, overall a solid year so far and an incredibly exciting next few months to come. That will do for part 2. For part 3, we'll wrap this show up with games out this week and anything else. And with the anything else, I do have a little challenge for everyone listening. Well, not challenge, but fun little qualm. So we'll get to part 3. I'll see you then. Let's Talk Oculus is available on all good podcast platforms and some rubbish ones as well. If you want to see the video version, it's available on YouTube and Spotify. And also, if you love us so much, then consider throwing us $1 at patreon.com/Let's Talk Oculus. Back to the show. All right, welcome back to part 3, games out this week and anything else. Samson, kick us off. We have 2 games releasing. What's the first one? Because the easy one.
Yes. Among Us VR new map now. Emergency meeting. We've arrived at Polis Point. Experience a new map in all its chilly yet hot glory, with brand new tasks, rooms, layout, kill and eject animations, and much more. We're also fired up to announce our first Among Us VR exclusive hat releases. Freezing Polis Point. That means 5. It's a play on freezing. It's 5 free hats, people. And Hat Pack Polis Point picks. Alliteration. That's 5 DLC hats.
So confused.
You're going to lava it. Beans.
Did they speak in any English? I got so confused towards the end.
Well, you're going to love it. And then the Among Us characters, I think, are known as beans.
That makes sense. Obviously, we spoke about that. That's out right now. Definitely go pick it up if you're Among Us people. The second one, U-Boat, the Silent Wolf, is out.
No, U-Boat.
No, U-Boat.
So she-boats.
No, U-Boat. U-Boat, the Silent Wolf, is out August 3rd. Immerse yourself in the epic world of U-Boat, the Silent Wolf, and take on the role of the commander of legendary World War II submarine. Experience an incredible story in the single-player story campaign, or lead a group of 4 friends in the cooperative mode. Together, track down enemies to achieve success on the maritime battlefield and demonstrate the vessel's power. This is definitely not a game for me. I'm not a boat person. I like the war games.
Yo, it's a submarine, dude.
Isn't that still a boat?
Yeah, but you don't know you're in the water. Like it's not like whoa.
I guess
it's just like you're in a room. You just have it's not really water around you.
Actually, on the trailer, it shows you on top of the deck, and you're
okay. You might have to do some things up there.
So,
I never worked on a boat.
This has actually already got a price. It's $20.69 Canadian, which is I guess is like $18 US.
It's $17.99.
There we go, nailed it. Yeah, if you're into boats or submarines, you kind of it looks
or
like
World War II.
It looks like because you got like fighter planes and such, you got to fight off, but you also need to go through the submarine and like try and fix things in the submarine. That's what it looks like. I think this could be more of a fun cooperative mode. I'm thinking more like Star Trek Enterprise mission that's not on Quest, but how like your 4 of you are like trying to solve problems, but also trying to fight through and such.
I think this game will be fun with people. I hope Jenna picks it up, and I hope we get in a game.
Just okay, Jenna specifically. Fair enough.
I mean anybody, but Jenna loves the PvE, and that's is it PvE? It seems like it's PvE.
Sure. I don't know. I don't know
Right, it's a cooperative mode, so that makes me seem like it's not a.
I don't think it's
PvP.
against. I don't think it's
Yeah.
like a multiplayer. I think you're always against bots, but
AI. Yeah.
yeah, but it still might be fun to have that like problem solving, kind of thing. Beauty. That's the 2 games out this week. Before we wrap the show, Samson, anything else? Anything on your mind? Anything fun? As he's thinking home.
Not really.
So
Not really.
I'm going to wrap the show up with this. Okay. This past day, and this is also a reason why I didn't play any VRs, because I spent 4 hours yesterday before doing the script. I changed my whole desk layout. I removed one of the monitors. I got a stand where it looks like the monitor just floating. I've put my Switch on here, which I really want to replace with a Steam Deck, but that's another story. I've got everything all. It's all like neat and tidy. It's not finished, but it's very close. And it was really fun to like problem solve and making all the cables work together. So I just need one cable for my laptop, which will make the webcam and everything just start up.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's like it uses a Thunderbolt cable on the monitor. So as soon as I plug my laptop in, everything is like working because everything's plugged into the monitor. So it now feels like an all-in-one Mac where it technically isn't.
Yeah,
So it just needs one
that's kind
cable.
of crazy. Yeah.
So that's kind of my goal for this room. But we need to get a few more things. We have a nice little Link amiibo on the table so far to add to the Nintendo theme. But my a request for people listening and people watching. We all have a bit of nerdy nature in us, and we all put prize on a lovely desk setup. I feel like a lot of people love a good desk setup. So what I want you to do, and I will do the same once it's all sorted, which will be done in a couple of days or so. I want you to post in the Discord your desk setup if you're proud of it. If it's something, I don't want one that's like, oh, here's my random desk setup and there's like a bag of Cheetos on the ground and all that stuff. I'm looking at you, Brennan. I know that's what your desk likes, but if you're proud of your desk, if you're like, yeah, I made this nice setup, and it's beautiful. I know Dr. Hero in the Discord posted one a few months ago or a couple months ago of like his setup as he's just starting to build himself. Mm-hmm. So I want, if you're like proud of your desk setup or you're like happy or maybe needs a little bit more work, post it, take a picture of it, post it in the Discord. I want to see what your desk look like because I want some inspiration to see if I could do with an extra addition or something, especially if you got some fun lighting because I don't know what I'm doing with that respect.
Yeah, lighting's tough. As you can see, I've got none.
Yeah, my current setup, I got none, but when I move into a better surrounding on September 1st, that's when the lighting would probably come in. But yeah, I want to see some lighting and I want to see some fun desk setups. Give me some inspiration, Give me some inspiration.
Then let me see you Tootsie Roll.
All right, I think that's the perfect way to end because it's past Samson's bedtime now. It's late for sure. Thank you everyone for watching. Thank you everyone for listening. Remember to join us on the Discord. And if you really love us, throw us $1 at the Patreon to show your support. That's another thing I just wanted to mention too. After the 8-month, Patreon has been a very good year for us. We appreciate all of your love and support, and Discord's been another great year for us so far, people coming in, so appreciate everybody. Thanks for everyone for listening and watching, and we will catch you next Thursday on Samson is where you come in.
Oh, see you next time on letstalkoculus.
I feel like we would have got the flow by now, but never mind. Till the next time, everyone.